Welcome to Whiskey and Whitetails, a show for those who hunt with passion and drink with a purpose. As always, we're your hosts. I'm Gus.
I'm Matt.
And thanks to our Patreon for their loyal support as always. Thanks to the Waypoint Network for having us. And thank you for listening, subscribing, sharing, and commenting, and all the other ways you support us. This week, we're catching up on some things that Matt and I have been up to the last couple weeks, just doing some general chit-chat and bullshitting. So stay tuned. All right.
Hey,
And we're live.
what's going on?
Been a while.
Yeah.
We've had a guest for the last 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks.
Yeah,
So
which isn't bad.
No, not bad at all. But we haven't had an opportunity to just shit and an opportunity to sit and shoot the shit. That's what I meant to say.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
It has been a busy last few episodes.
indeed.
A lot has happened in the past few weeks, I guess.
Yeah. A lot has happened.
I think I finally got everything situated over here. I can stop moving around and touching things.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
When was your trip to Indiana?
Beginning of the month? Right after 4th of July?
That's right. Because I was away. I was in Georgia, which was hot. Yeah. So yeah, you had a bit of an adventure. You got to explore some parts of the United States that are
Flyover state?
well, there's nothing wrong with flyover states, but I think you end up going to that one part of town or that one town where I guess the crime is like the highest in the country?
No, I really wanted to. I think it's Gary, Indiana. I'd never been to Indiana, and so I didn't really know what to expect. But flying in there, flew into. I was trying to find a central place because Kyle is in Valparaiso, and then I was going to Fort Wayne, but Kyle ran into some unfortunate problems at home with the baby, and so I'm not gonna come bother you, during this time. So, but I'd flown into South Bend.
Okay.
And that is outside of San Angelo, Texas. That is the smallest airport I've ever been to.
Yeah, I've been to some small airports. They're pretty funny. Like it's I think so. Lake Charles, Louisiana, has like 3 or 4 terminals. The smallest I think I've been into was Minot, North Dakota, and it was 2 terminals. That's it. 2 gates. Sorry, not terminals. Gates. 2 gates, and that was it. And they have like a handful of flights that come in and out of there a day.
Yeah, this had 8 gates, and when I landed there, it has 1 restaurant. It's just a hallway with with gates.
But there was TSA on the end of it.
Yeah, and there was just as many TSA agents in South Bend, Indiana, as there were in Charleston. It was wild.
Feel like overkill.
Oh yeah, there's a ton.
Definitely don't have to get there 2 hours early.
No, I did because I checked a firearm, but they which by the way was extremely easy. I'm probably going to do that forever now.
As long as you know what you're doing and you know the laws of where you're going and everything's good to go, it's not supposed to be overly complicated. I think they make it seem intimidating on purpose.
Well, the problem is if you screw up, it's a big deal. Like you really screwed up. One, you're carrying around a firearm that's illegal in the state if you go to that state, but trying to fly home with it, but it's just a Glock, so I'm not really that worried about it. But even if you walk in,
even if you get to where you're going and you find out, oh, this is illegal. If you just leave it locked in a box and put it wherever the state requires it in a bag or in the trunk, then you're still okay.
I'd go find an FFL and just mail it home.
Just mail it home. Yeah, it's probably smart.
That's 100% what I would do. But just show up and it's in I bought one of those life-proof boxes with it's got 4 like fingerprint codes.
Yeah,
where you type in a code. Which, if you ever need it, it's 3214. But just you get there and it's so you don't have to put a gun lock through it. I do it because it's that way. If it's X-rayed They can look at it and be like, okay, there's a gun lock through it. So there's not a round in it. It's not, unsafe.
Yeah.
And it'll just,
So
I think it'll eliminate you.
You mean through the barrel?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Because that way, because if you go through TSA and there's a problem with your firearm, they're going to make you come back out, and then you can miss your flight.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to have to do that. So I just want a little extra, but some airlines say that the rounds have to be in in the original box, wherever the ammo box that it came in. And then some say that it has to be in a fibrous material. So Delta said fibrous material, but when I got there, she said, are the rounds in the original box? So I'm glad that I did that. I went ahead and kept them in it. So just keep them in the original box. Don't argue with them. You argue with them, it's not going to go well.
No, it won't. But I mean, fibrous material, like a cardboard box, is fibrous material, right? So just stick with the original box, and you're pretty safe. Yeah.
It's just not. It's not worth.
Yeah,
it's not worth trying to prove a point. You know how people are.
Like,
well, the law says, and then you're arguing with somebody and making a big deal. It's
time and place for that. That's in the middle of the TSA and airport's not the time or the place.
No.
It's a lose-lose for you regardless. You're gonna either make a scene and make your life miserable, or they're gonna kick you out anyways.
Right. No, I was yes ma'am, no ma'am the entire time, and yes ma'am, and it was very easy. They open it up. She verifies that it is indeed empty. Like, they don't even touch it. They just look at it. So they don't need to touch it because I got that rope through it. The magazine is empty. The rounds are in the box, and then she watches you shut it and lock it, and then they give you a piece of paper that just says, this firearm is verified, not loaded. And you sign the back of it. They tape it to the box, and that's the end. It's over. Huh. It's really easy.
You don't see it again until you get to where you're going.
Right, and you don't have to go to baggage claim. Both the bow case and my suitcase were waiting for me at. It wasn't Delta. It was United. They were waiting for me at the United office.
Your little almost special treatment then.
Yeah, it's like a trick. So you don't have to go to baggage claim.
I'm fucking taking a gun everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm probably going to do it forever now.
Yeah, the whole family. Yeah, my son's got a rifle. My daughter's got a rifle.
Yeah, just buy what's the cheapest, like a high point. Just go buy a bunch of high points.
Yeah,
so you can check them.
They never leave the box. They stay in that exact configuration in that box all the time.
Yep, I don't trust them. So
that's all they're good for is paperweights
and getting through TSA.
TV props.
Yeah. It did take a little longer than baggage claim, but I mean, you just take your time, and if you just sit outside, I just sat outside their thing and waited, and they came up the stairs through this door, and I showed her my ID, and that was it. Nice. Done. Yeah. But anyway, I got there, and I had never been there, so I couldn't find rental cars online. Once I landed, there is a rental car place there, but I went ahead and just used Turo. Mm-hmm. And I rented an Impala or something.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
This thunderstorm went pretty hard here. I wasn't sure you'd pick it up. That's funny.
That's fine. Yeah, it's thunderstorm season. I could see it coming to where I live, so I was like, hey, let's record an hour early.
That's all good.
Yeah, so I got that. It was, again, very simple. They were like, yeah, if you go outside the airport, go to long-term parking, which was literally 20 feet from regular parking because it's so small. She's like, built pole G9 or whatever, and the car's sitting there, and I tell them I'm here, and they unlock it, and I get in, and the keys are in the center console, and that's it. I just leave.
Nice.
And I got 600 miles, I think they allowed me, which is a lot for a weekend.
Yeah, sure.
So I left, and as I'm driving to Fort Wayne, I see all this smoke coming out of this building, and I can smell it in the car, and I'm like, barbecue. Let's see what Indiana barbecue is all about. So I pull up. It's the only white guy there, and this guy opens the door for me, and I don't know, I still don't know what he means, but he says, "Go and get your big ass head up in here." That's what he told me. Yes, and he opened the door for me, and I laughed and was like, "Damn, is my head that big, dude?" And he just laughed and walked on down to his car, and so I'm standing in line. I'm like, "What? I got a big ass head." No one's ever told me that before. So I don't know if that's like some Indiana joke, but
maybe it was some kind of some I don't know. That's funny. How do you respond to that?
So everybody in front of me was getting rib ends. You ever had
Yeah.
rib ends?
Yes.
I've never had rib ends. I thought they were burnt ends, and I was like, that's
Okay.
weird. They call them rib ends, but it's literally just like the soft bone part of the rib on the
Yeah.
end.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even eat it. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it was so chewy.
yeah.
But
Yeah. Anyway, that's
okay.
yeah, that's that's
You're making it weird.
Sorry, it's just that particular rib ends are not something that most people order. It's just it's a particular taste.
Yeah, like yeah. I mean, I like chitlins. So is it like that?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Chicken livers.
Yeah. It's got to be cooked right too, but I haven't had very often. Like you said, it's not an enjoyable bite.
No, I didn't like it, and it was way too much sauce on it. I mean, it was just dripping. It came with fries, and the fries were okay, but it was just a weird.
Oh, that's the picture you sent me, right?
Yes.
Of it was like how much you say it was, like $6 or $8. It
was cheap. It was like $5. It was under
like
$6. It was next to nothing.
You said it was like 10 pounds worth of food though.
It was yeah.
It's probably all sauce, wasn't it?
Probably. So I'm kind of like picking through it, trying to I'm like, man, I just couldn't eat it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just eat when I get to Fort Wayne. And so I'm like, all right, we're hitting the road. We're gonna get there. And then I passed an Indian casino. And you know me.
Yeah. Had that
I walked in.
They go for you about as well as every other casino we've been to together.
I gave him $300 and I walked out.
I've come to the determination. I think that is you can expedite the whole experience and save yourself a lot of time and give yourself free up time to go do other things. If you just walked into a casino, took a couple $100 and just kind of threw it up in the air and then just left.
Yeah.
Get it over with. 100%. And have plenty of time to do other things.
Yep. No, it's so I was like, oh, slot machine, let's do that. And I had like $60 in my pocket, and that was gone. And because I'm like, oh, all five lines, you know, because that's how you win. And it was gone immediately. And then I got on roulette, and I won pretty good on roulette.
Mm-hmm.
I got a nickel hit, so lots of money. So then I was like, okay, we're paying $10 on every single square. So I put 10 down on all my numbers, like, 'cause I play a portion of the wheel. So the wheel's like, you know, if you were to put it into a quarter, just memorize a quarter of the numbers, and now you're playing. It's a strategy.
Yeah,
it didn't work. I mean, I still lost everything, but you know.
But if you're playing, if you're sitting there with a stack of chips and you're playing all night, and you pick a section to play, you pick those numbers, and you just play that strategy. Because roulette, you know, I learned this from you. You have different strategies to play, kind of almost a long-term strategy, and then you have different sections of the board that you play.
Yeah.
For different reasons. One, to kind of keep you in the game, and then the others to try and hit big, right?
I use the outside to fund the inside. So I play bigger on the outside because it's most of the spots are double or triple what you win.
Right.
And then you play less on the inside, but you play more spaces. And then when those hit, it's, you know, it's a strategy. I'm not like a professional gambler, but
no, we both still have jobs, so obviously.
yeah. But okay, so then I'm like, all right, now it's starting, like, the day's wasting away. So I went ahead and headed to Fort Wayne, and dude, Indiana is corn. That's just it. It's all there is.
Yeah, lots of agriculture for sure.
And all the roads are completely straight.
Yeah, it's a really boring drive.
I was enjoying it because it was like, I mean, I've never been there before, you know, so it's kind of cool. And there was nobody on the road. I mean, there was nobody. Either nobody lives there or nobody drives there. I don't know. Or maybe I'm used to here.
I think it's boring when you're driving at night. So I've driven across that part of the country at night trying to stay awake and just straight with nothing to see or do or no interaction with the traffic. It's just like not off city, man.
Mm-hmm.
But so anyway, you ended up making it to Fort Wayne eventually.
Yeah, eventually. And then we had dinner that night with Joel Turner and Vantage Point Archery, and it was good. We went to like a local restaurant, but it's like a steakhouse kind of place, you know.
Yeah.
And they paid for dinner, which was very nice.
Oh, very nice.
And then I Ubered there because the hotel I was staying at, there was a baseball stadium behind it.
Oh, cool.
And they had all 3 lines of the parking garage were in because they're just shoveling people in.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get my car out. So I was like, okay. I'm sure if I would have asked somebody, but it wasn't worth it. I just Ubered.
Yeah.
And they actually gave me a ride back, which was cool.
Oh, nice.
And to be honest, I was beat, man. I went to bed.
Yeah, it's a long day traveling and then having to not only deal with airports, but then drive for multiple hours.
Mm-hmm. And then the next day we went to Bass and Bucks, and I brought my bow with me, and it's not anyone's fault, but I was like under the impression that a hookup was coming,
Yeah.
on the price. Like I thought they were like, we'll get it. We get everything at cost because they were like, because VPA was like, just put it on our tab,
Right.
and then we'll settle up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Bass and Bucks was like they saw me coming, or they knew what was going on.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't seem like those kind of folks, but
nobody was trying to screw me over. I don't have that feeling at all.
Right.
But I did spend way more money than I should have ever spent on a bow.
But now you won't really need to buy a bow for the foreseeable future. Yeah.
But it's a brand new Matthews Phase 4. I love it. It's over there in the corner. It shoots amazing, and I got new arrows set up with outserts. Started watching a bunch of archery videos lately, and I see that that's what a lot of people shoot. So I told them there, I was like, just hook it up, man. Just do it the way you would do it if you were building a bow for someone. Because I'm so out of touch with bow technology. I mean, I haven't looked at anything in 5-6 years.
Right. Yeah, and everything changes. Well, I don't know. Everything changes and nothing changes at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like if you're not one of these guys that are getting a new bow or getting a new bow given to you every year with an opportunity to build it and customize it, it's very easy to get out of touch with what's new. What are people doing these days?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the whole outsert thing is foreign to me completely. I know of it, but I don't know anything about like the advantage, the reason, any of that.
I like it a lot. It's more of the FOC stuff, and then it's also if you were to put one of those into a signpost, you can still save the arrow. Nice. You can just leave the outsert in the signpost and pull the arrow out, and it's not going to tear up the arrow. It's supposed to protect it, like going through shoulders and things like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know, but it makes sense to me. It's because that's usually I have a lot of problems with the fronts and backs of arrows, and so like having them build them for me. And that's one thing I noticed. How do you? And I think this is demographic. How do you shoot your arrow? Odd feather out, down, or up, or what?
Oh, because of the way my rest is, it's odd arrow up.
Up.
Yeah.
I've always been told out, and my whole life have shot it out.
Yeah.
I was the only one shooting out there.
How are they shooting it?
Everyone shoots it up.
Yeah, it's a if you shoot when you're shooting, I think like more traditional archery, it's out. But with drop away rests, I think it's supposed to be up. But if it's, I don't know how much it really matters.
They were talking about the spline and all this, and there's a line, and I'm like, God, I don't care. Just set them up the way they should be.
You've killed deer shooting it the other way, so
yeah. And I'm pretty not bad. I'm not bad at archery. And Joel Turner said I shoot better than Joe Rogan. So
yeah, that's a feather to keep in your hat forever. He's only mentioned that like 17 times.
I'm
kidding.
I don't know what to say.
Every time we see it, did I tell you that guy said,
"Yeah,
I shoot better than Joe Rogan"?
I just want to
get it tattooed.
I've been telling everybody that I should get a Joe Rogan tattoo of him holding a second place medal.
Yeah, you should. You absolutely should. That's a good idea.
He's probably just lying. He doesn't come across. He doesn't really cuss, or he's never had a drop of alcohol in his life. So I don't see him as a liar. I think I trust him a little bit.
Yeah.
You ever seen his son, Brody?
No.
Or Bodie?
Mm-mm.
It's Bodie, not Brody. My friend's dog's name is Brody. It's Bodie. He shot 60 dimes in a row at a competition. It's like the third person in history to ever do it.
60?
60.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good.
The amount of consistency and concentration to do that, I'm not sure that's something that even I fully can comprehend.
I know I can't do it. There's absolutely no way.
No.
But it's funny watching after going through ShotIQ and learning all that stuff.
Yeah.
I've been watching some archery competitions and stuff just to watch, just put something on. And pretty much everything he talked about in that class, they talk about it all the time on there about punching the trigger and all this.
Yeah.
It's pretty fascinating. But I actually want to have them on to discuss the day.
Yeah. Okay.
Recap it all. So I don't want
Yeah, we should. Away. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, no, it looked like a good time. I'm bummed I wasn't able to go. But I'm glad you're able to go and do all that. I'm glad I didn't go because I probably would have ended up spending $2,000 that I don't have also on or don't need to spend on a bow that I don't need.
$2,340.
Sorry, I'm 340. Yeah, my bad.
While you're in the middle of a kitchen remodel.
Ooh, fun. Yeah, man.
Stupid.
Yeah, being an adult's fun.
I make life choices, and then I'm like, why did I? Yeah. And then my wife is so supportive. She's like, well, you learned a lesson or what? Like, she doesn't get mad at me, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing it because there's no repercussions.
Nobody ever gets mad. Nobody ever tells me this was stupid.
Yeah. Whatever. So we will be. So Chris from Burnt Church, he's he had texted me earlier. They're going to start using our cocktail smokers there.
Sweet.
So I was talking to him about that for a little bit. He just told me how many he needed right there. So that's cool.
Awesome.
And I've been on there 2 days this week on the food boat.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool little thing he's got going on.
Yeah,
I could see that being, if he keeps it up and it continues to grow, I could see that being a pretty popping little thing.
He got monetized in 11 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. He took a month off work. That boat, if I had to guess, he didn't know. He didn't tell me, but if I had to guess, I think that boat's probably 120,000-ish.
Yeah.
But he was telling me, he was like, everybody thinks that YouTube is like how like anyone can do it. And he's like, but what the YouTube should actually be called is rich people doing rich people shit. He's like, is this dumb as this looks? He's like, I got a lot of money wrapped up into this. You know how much Starlink is and all these cameras, and I had to take a month off work,
Yeah.
He's like, you'll never make it unless you spend a ton of money making crazy videos. I was like,
yep. Yeah. And then if you're not doing that, you have to be willing to spend a ton of money to pay people to do marketing and pay for ads and all that kind of stuff. Money is 100% involved. It doesn't matter which way you spend it. But is what he's doing now? Is that the premise? Is that the whole thing, or does he have somewhere else he's wanting to go with it? I haven't watched a lot of his streams to catch the gist if there's more to it that he has planned.
So I think he wants to eventually be able to sell food out of it. I think that's but it used to be approved, and then he put it on that barge. It was on a pontoon boat, and it was approved to sell food. And then he put it on that barge. He made it bigger and more stable and safer, and DHEC took away his approval because the platform changed.
Jeez.
Because he doesn't have the ability to take it to an industrial kitchen.
Oh, he can't put it on a vehicle and take it to an industrial kitchen for food prep?
Yeah, he can't take it out of the water.
Okay.
So it's like I guess they're worried about the cleanliness, or maybe for inspections. Now they have to come out on a boat to do an inspection for the kitchen. I don't know. There's probably, if he's listening, he's probably like, no, none of that. It's
we're speculating. Allegedly. We're speculating.
Allegedly. Do you remember in 2020, the July 4th, that Harbor concert with Colt Ford was out there in the harbor?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was Derek. Derek and Stark put that on.
No kidding. Yeah. So they have some experience with putting together big events then like that.
Yeah. He said they were like this close to getting arrested.
Nice.
For putting on that concert. Because I guess they had us fireworks and everything, and the city was like, we're not going to let you do it. But the day before, they were out there setting up, and the Coast Guard came out, and they were like, what if we don't sign this permit? Because you remember how politically charged everything was then? Like the culture was
For sure.
And he was like, and he looked at the Coast Guard guy and was like, I don't think you want to find that out. Like, if you tell all these people cancel it the day before 4th of July.
There's a lot of people out here, or will be a lot of people out here, and that little Coast Guard post you have is not that big.
No. What are you going to do? Open fire? Please.
No. Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
But yeah, no, it's a cool idea. And he's got a ton of cameras, and he figured out a way to live stream with his drone too. So he can throw his drone up. Yeah. It's a pretty sweet setup.
Well, some of the stuff that we've been texting about, I haven't had a chance to talk to you about, but I want to brainstorm. We can include all of that experience and leverage some of that experience for what I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Okay. What is it?
Can't tell you with all these listeners.
Okay. Top secret information.
It's top secret whiskey and whitetails information.
Yeah. Dude, yesterday when we were out on that boat, I had they nicknamed me I can't remember what they called it, but they kept saying that I was going on quests because Derek was making all this food, and he was like, I wonder how we can get people to come on here. So I just jump off the boat and swim out to like a group of people on the sandbar. Like, hey, we got free food over here. If you're hungry, guys live on YouTube, there's famous people on the boat, whatever. And for some reason, it was always women that came, of course. Like a bunch of chicks and like 2 dudes. So nice. Everybody watching on live on YouTube it kept telling me to go on quests.
Side quests. Side quests to bring back.
Yeah.
That shit's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. That's a cool idea. It's a lot of work.
But yeah, it does look like a lot of work. I mean, he took a month off of work to do it. Then what?
He's going back to work, I guess. But he's got a month worth of footage that he can chop up and turn into videos. So he'll have content for months.
That's smart.
Yeah.
And then he can just hop on there once or twice a week, the best he can, to keep backloading that content.
Yep.
Note to self.
Yeah. Smart. But he's we're gonna Stark was like, I'm gonna pull a bunch of favors, and so I'm pulling favors. I got Chris and Q coming into town for this as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have them be his bodyguards and wear like earpieces. But we're gonna have him fly in on a helicopter wearing like a full suit, because Stark used to have the helicopter business.
Yeah.
He's gonna fly in on a helicopter, and then he knows a guy. And so Chris and Q will get out and like clear the area, and then he'll get out of the helicopter. And then we're going to be inside. I think it's a 1998 Lincoln Town Car limousine, and it's got bullhorns on the front. It's a friend of his. We're going to be in there with like champagne and, like probably strippers or something. I don't know. And he's going to get in the car and be like, this is how I got monetized in 11 days. And then I'll tell the story, but make it seem like he's, super famous and rich now.
That's funny. That'd be a good time.
Yeah.
Shit. So while you were gallivanting around Indiana, I was in Georgia, and I can't remember the name of the river. I went whitewater rafting, amongst other things, while I was there. There's some hiking and whatnot. Have you ever been whitewater rafting?
No.
Dude.
Sketch?
Well, so here's the deal. We showed up, and for those that don't know, my son's involved in scouting. So we once a year go to summer camp, do all kinds of fun stuff. We decided this camp offered whitewater rafting this year. So we get there, and they're breaking everybody up into groups to get with a guide, right? And the guide is the guy on the back who kind of navigates and is kind of the boss of that raft. We get dwindled down, and they're like, okay, we're out of guides and need volunteers to self-guide, to get a quick briefing and self-guide. And I was like, what?
So, I mean, there should only be one route, so you should be okay with guiding.
It's not, but the term guide has nothing to do with getting you in the right direction. It's about how to control a large raft with 6 other people on it and all that weight, and how to, so I got like a 15-minute, I got a 15-minute brief on how to guide and basically operate a raft, and a high five, and that was about it. And then nice. I was given 6 people that I did not know, just because the way the numbers and stuff worked out, and I was not stuck, but I was assigned this boat and had to very quickly figure out what the fuck I was doing. So the rafting, the river wasn't super crazy. It was class 2 and 3 rapids were the biggest it got, but with no fucking experience, man. Like,
what does that mean? Is that like a bunny slope?
No, well, so like class 1 and 2
Blue
are
diamond?
like bunny slope. Class 3 and 4, you start getting, multiple feet drop offs and boulders and rocks, and um, figured out very quickly that my job on the back of the raft is to act as a rudder. My job is to just steer the boat and give commands. So basically, after about 10 minutes of figuring it out and everyone trying to do their own thing, I made everybody stop paddling. And I said, look, nobody paddle unless I tell you to. And I'm going to tell you what I need you to do when I need you to do it. And I'll say, give me 2 or give me 3 or give me 4. And that's how many paddles I need. And when you do it, I need you to do it in unison. So I need you to count it off so that you're doing it at the same time. Took them about 2 or 3 times to get it right. And once they did, we were fucking rock stars, man. Like, there were other guys out there that were talking so much shit beforehand, so much experience. They were falling out of their raft, they spinning around as they're going down. They like couldn't control it. And I had one of the guys pull and say, "You've done this before?" I'm like, "Dude, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Like, none whatsoever." He's like, "You look like you've done this before." I'm like, I am freaking out a little bit, to be honest, but I'm figuring out, because these are kids in my boat, like not my kids, not kids that I'm responsible for.
Yeah.
So it was a
How
little
far was the raft though?
It was 2 hours.
Oh wow,
It was 2 hours, like down like 8 miles down down the river.
that's a hike.
The Nantahala River is what it was called, which is crazy. Another crazy thing. It's supplied by a dammed lake. So the river's dammed. There's a big lake. Every day around the same time, they open the dam to feed the river for all these rafting and kayaking services, and then they shut the water off and lower it to like a trickle.
Wow.
So each day it goes up and down. Really weird, but
man-made rapids. Can they speed it up? Like make it a class 4?
they could, but then they would flood like these multi-million-dollar houses that are sitting like 4 feet from the edge of the river. It's wild, man. Like, if that dam were to ever break, people are gonna lose some nice houses. But I was so sore the next day. I don't know how much that raft weighs, plus all the bodies in there, but I was essentially like, if we needed to turn like right, I was pushing the water, away, and then making big J strokes towards the kind of what opposite of a J stroke to turn the opposite way if I needed to make small adjustments. And I only used the people in the boat to give us speed if I needed to pick up speed to get through something or get around something. It was fun at the end of the day. I got some cool pictures I'll send you of us going through one of the bigger rapids where I'm like super serious looking, trying not to kill everybody, because it was the last rapid of the day. They pulled everybody aside and we're like, okay, this is the last portion. If you get through it straight, you'll be fine. Just go straight. If you get 30, 40 feet from it, or maybe 100 feet from it, and you're not straight, get everybody down inside the boat. And I was like, oh shit. And he's like, then if you're inside the boat, as soon as you get over the rapids, get out and get yourself straight, because there are, and he said, if you get through it, once you get through it, don't celebrate for too long, because there are a series of rocks called celebration rocks that you'll get stuck on. They happen shortly after, and they're just far enough away from the rapids for you to feel confident and excited that you got through it, for you to hit it and get all out of whack. And we did. The kids got super excited that they got through it, and I'm trying to steer the boat away from it, and we nailed it like at an angle and tossed us sideways, and it was fun. The kids had a good time. Everyone had fun. Nobody in our boat got thrown out, unless they chose to get out. Some of them did, just in the slower parts of the river, just hop out and go for a swim. That water was fucking cold.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's like mountain water, ice cold. It's fun though, man.
Good being hot though?
Yeah, it felt nice being hot.
Yeah.
Because you had to wear a life jacket, obviously, and a helmet. So it was paddling, doing all that stuff. It was really hot, but it was, I have not done that before. 10 out of 10 would do it again though.
Really? We should go do it.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
They have these little things you can do if we ever go up in that direction, and it's up in the same like mountains and river systems where you go up near Helen. Like we drove through and saw them doing the everybody floating down in the tubes, floating down the river. I don't know if that goes on during that time of the year when you're there, when you guys go. But they have things called duckies, and it's made out of the same material as a raft, but they're like single, tiny little 1-person rafts. And Gavin and I were talking about doing a trip and taking on some of the rapids in those. Thought it would be pretty fun.
Yeah, that will be fun. It's how much is it? Like if we were to go up there and do it?
I have no idea because we kind of paid for, and all that stuff was arranged through the camp that we were at. So I don't have any idea what it cost. I'd have to find out. There's tons of outfitters up there that do it. Each outfitter has like a different color raft, so you can kind of see, who's out there. And I don't know how it works, if they like situate themselves in different parts of the river, and like, these outfitters do this section and these outfitters do that section, and
they have like gang wars,
turf wars and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I have to imagine at one point,
what are you doing in my waters, boy?
I have to imagine at one point there was like one main outfitter, and then another one popped up, and then another one, and they had to come to some sort of agreement, I'm sure. But
yeah,
the guys and the gals that are the guides that do it every day are exactly what you imagine. Like granola, lots of granola in their diet. Long hair, like
straight hippies,
straight like the flip flops or the sandals with the like the big toe goes through. You know what I'm talking about? That's all like made out of straps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like no, they did not wear helmets. They're like, the way you can tell the guides is because we don't wear the helmets, and we have different life preservers, or what do they call them? Personal PLCs, personal life. I don't know. I forget but like all their gear was different. They're like, that's how you could tell for the guides. I was like, all right, man, thanks. This is like flicking his hair out of his face, putting it in a ponytail.
Yeah. Super cool guy.
They were pretty cool. I mean, they were great with the kids. All the kids had a good time, which is really all that I cared about. Is the kids had a good time. The kids that were in my boat, turned out they signed up to go, but none of the leaders from their troop wanted to go. So they were just kind of there by themselves trying to figure out what the hell to do. So they were clueless and kind of lost. So I kind of felt bad for them. But they all ended up having a good time. So
it's kind of weird that they'll send the boys up there and no.
Yeah. So, I mean, they were there at camp, but they just, their leaders didn't want to go rafting. So they went with the larger group of, because everybody that was there rafting were part of the camp, from the camp. So everybody there was from the camp and were scouts, but this particular group did not have any of their leaders. So they were just like kind of lost, looking for someone to be their guide, I guess, to be their leader. So I, stepped up,
became the man.
Well, it's either that or I was going to have to not go, and I'm not going to not go. So
yeah, for sure.
Hop in, kids, buckle up, fucking listen to what I got to say.
I would 100% go if I would let Mr. Gus pilot me down a mountain.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I would 100% do it again. It'd be much more fun with more people in it that I knew better. The kids were all really nice. Like, yes, sir, this and that. It was almost like, all right, guys, just have some fun. There were areas where we got into big groups with other rafts, and they were splashing each other with paddles, and yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, definitely recommend. It would be super fun. It made me think about some of the hunts you can do up in Alaska, where you pack in small rafts and then you raft down rivers to go after like elk and bison and other shit like that. That would be fucking cool.
Yeah, that would be sick. I'd have to have like mules to get it all out.
Yeah, you have to call people to like fly in to come pick you up because of where you raft down to. There's no rafting upstream. So if you have a successful hunt, you have to establish a pickup location for someone to be there, either with vehicles or with a helicopter or airplane or some kind of bush.
Or rafting out.
Cubbies.
Cool.
Yeah, that would actually be cool too. Yeah.
So you don't lose your meat.
Yeah, put you up, I guess, up the mountain, and you hunt that area, and then yeah, that would be fun. Be much quicker. You could just throw some of the meat in the water to keep it cold.
Yeah,
tow it behind you. But I've seen some videos of that where it's like, a half-day raft can turn into a 2-day thing because you get to areas where trees have fallen, and you have to get out with saws and small hatchets and either cut trees or at least cut enough branches off and sharp edges off to be able to get the raft over without puncturing it. And God forbid you puncture it, you got to have enough repair kit to repair it and then let it dry. And so like what should be a half-day trip can turn into a 2 or 3 day thing.
Because you're stuck out there with a broken raft.
Or you're stuck and then you're just walking down the river, along the river with a bunch of meat in bear country.
That would be fun. I wouldn't I wouldn't be worried in that scenario.
No, I think I would put everything in like a dry bag and let it float in the water next to me while I walked.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds like a good
through the
idea
water
now.
if it's not deep.
Yeah, I guess if it's not too deep. I don't know if I want to walk with my feet for days at a time.
Yeah, and then if a bear comes after you in the water, I'd imagine they're better in it than we are.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of bear moving across a river, and they seem to move far more effortlessly than I do in water.
I saw a video yesterday of a bear that came into some dude's house, and it, like, you could tell the bear has done it before, but he just kicked the front door open and he put his arm out.
Yeah, is it the one where he's moving through like a bunch of side by sides, and then he just like lets himself out through like a push bar on a door, or no?
No, this is
okay. So I saw a different video.
Some guy's house, but you can tell he's used to it because he kicks the door in, and then I guess the door's hit him in the snout before, bounced back. Yeah. So he kicks the door in, he puts his paw up, and he catches the door when it bounces back.
All right, enough.
Yeah, like you can tell he's like, I'm not gonna let that hit me in the face again. And he just walks in the house. It's like, I don't know, 800-pound bear or whatever he was. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw one yesterday on Instagram somewhere, and it was a black bear, but he was walking through like a garage, and he's kind of like maneuvering around some side by sides and golf carts, and he gets to a typical garage setup where you have a big rolling door, and then right next to it is just a regular door to come in and out, and the bear just kind of stops and looks up, puts his paw out, and pushes the like the crossbar, the door thing, and lets himself out. Jessica was like, wow. he just knew how to do that. I was like, I guarantee you that because it looked like a garage that was holding like golf carts or something. I bet you that's a resort somewhere and near the mountains. And I bet that nobody hunts around there. And that bear just gotten used to coming in and out of places as he wants. And he just knows how to open. He probably opens car doors too.
Probably can. Yeah. Which would be terrifying if a bear were to approach you and open your car door.
Dude, there's videos of that online of bears, just people like, oh my God. And then like it just reaches up and it's like, boop.
Mash it wide open.
Gone. Yeah, there's no way. That bear, did the bear that you guys saw in Helen, was it just cruising around with trash cans? It wasn't going in cars?
No, it was just looking at trash cans. Yeah. We see them every year. They're pretty common there.
Yeah, that's how it starts. First,
I was trying to pet one like 5 years ago when we went. It was a baby, and I'm not an idiot. I know Mama's around, but I could not see Mama for quite some distance. So, and he was in front of a store, like going through the trash can.
Yeah.
So I walked over there to, I don't know what I was going to do when I got there. But everybody started yelling at me. They're like, "Get it back! Turn around!" So I didn't go. But
people are no fun,
dude. It was like the size of a Doberman. I mean, I'm sure it could have hurt me, but it was just a little baby bear. I don't know. I thought it'd be cool. It would have ran
more scared of you. Yeah, it would have ran from you for sure.
Yeah, but I like them. I think they're interesting. Black bears. I think they're interesting animals. I don't really want to mess with grizzlies, but.
I mean, I kind of do. The adventurous side of me would like to experience them at some level, but none of the stuff I've seen of like people getting charged. Like, I'm not interested in that.
Oh, I learned something else today that I wanted to tell you that I forgot about that other folks might find interesting. Did you know that rattlesnakes, if it's a property that has a lot of hogs on it, they will stop using their rattles?
Great.
Yeah.
Because they just get too much traffic. It's pointless.
Well, I guess the hogs eat them.
Oh, I can see that. Fucking hogs are so fucking wild.
Yeah. So they'll stop using it. And like, I've seen a bunch of videos of it. It's in my algorithm now because I looked it up.
Yeah.
But of these snakes, like in striking position, not rattling.
Not rattling.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But they make this like sound to their nose. It's terrifying. It's way scarier than a rattle.
I'm going to upgrade my snake boots to snake pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a friend of ours, not a friend of mine, I should say, but my sister-in-law's friend, she has a 4-year-old daughter that was bit by a copperhead like a few weeks ago. She's been in the hospital since.
Really?
She just like this last week started walking again, and as 4-year-old, she's having to use like a walker to move.
Wow,
that leg's jacked up. Scary stuff, man. We have copperheads crazy where we hunt quite a bit. I don't know if I have the video somewhere. If I can find the video, I will post it to our Instagram. But it's a video. I'm in a ladder stand, a club stand, and there's like I counted 6 copperheads that night underneath the stand, just moving around that general area. I don't know what it was about that area, but I've never seen, with the exception of one area on the property, and it was the first year or two that we had that property. We were clearing, we found a trail. We were clearing a larger road, and as we cut down some brush, it kind of exposed another open area. So we started cutting down that trail, and it was infested with copperheads. They lost count. I mean, most of them took off and went away, but they killed dozens. Probably, if that pisses you off, sorry, but this was an area where we were going to be trafficking and moving around, and they were trying to clean things up, and it was just not a good spot.
Was there turkeys around when you saw them in the stand?
No, I don't think so.
Because I know turkeys and like snakes are. Everybody's like, if you follow turkeys, you'll find snakes, or turkeys find snakes easily. But I don't know if it's like the snakes are where the turkey are, or the turkey are where the snakes are. I don't know.
Maybe when there's not people around, they're just kind of hanging out and partying.
They could be like necklaces, like how their head bobs.
Yeah,
that's a party animal anyway, dude. It's like
turkey.
If you were gonna be, yeah,
dude. Turkeys are
they're
cool,
just
man.
always bobbing their head, just jamming.
Yeah. They're. I imagine like they have ear pods in, and they're just like dance music.
Yeah,
all the time.
That's all they're doing. Turkeys and chickens.
Speaking of turkeys and chickens, you had some new trail cameras that you got.
Yeah.
What kind you get?
So I got the Tacticam Reveal Pros, which I was talking to Kyle. Discount Hunting Shop is where I got them at. They're good price on there.
Nice.
And it's also a friend of ours that owns it. So support friends, and they're already marked down. So like you don't need a discount. I didn't use a discount code. I paid whatever they are. But I got the Pros because they have GPS. So if someone steals my camera, I can, as long as the battery's in it, I can go get them back.
Yeah, that's been it's been a thing.
Yeah,
unfortunately. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put both of them out here at that property on Johns Island, and then I'm gonna make pretty quick. I think I'll be out of there pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna kill 2 does a day until you can't, and then fill the freezer up, and then I'm gonna zip on out. I mean, that's the only thing. It's like an oasis. Everything around it is built. There's houses and it's established, and this is 50 acres with nothing on it.
Yeah, nice.
So it's like all of the deer live right there. It's so much deer that when I walked in there, one of the spots you could smell them.
Really?
Like I could smell whitetail deer.
Nice.
Like working at the butcher shop,
Sure.
Or just anyone that's been around. I'm like, just the way they have a smell.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was so thick with that smell, and then 20 yards away, you could smell their piss. Like,
wow.
Where I guess they just pee.
Yeah.
The day. But it was a ton of them. Like,
you should be able to tag out pretty quick then.
Yeah, I just want the meat, and then it'll be good content, I guess. Shooting with a bow. But
how far is it from your house?
That's the best part. It's like 20 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's the problem with Ridgeville. Is like if I go out there, I have to leave from work, which means I have to bring my bow to work, which I can't do when it's hot outside. So it's like, where do I put my bow? I can't take my bow into work. It's so.
And it's a long drive just to hunt for a few hours and then drive back. So you almost want to wait till the weekend and at least make a night of it. Hunt the evening and the morning. It's
an hour and a half drive from there to my house.
Yeah.
It's a hike. But we're going, I That's definitely happening. We're going with Brian opening day. Brian from 10th Mountain Whiskey.
Yep. That'd be good. It should be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we all see something, get something in velvet this year.
It'd be fun to get something in velvet. To be honest with you, in the years I've hunted out there, I've never even seen anything in velvet in person.
Yeah, I haven't either. I also haven't killed that much out there, so.
Yeah. I haven't hunted much out there the last couple of years, to be fair.
Yeah, I haven't either. Are the hogs still there, you think?
I don't know. They put traps out, and I think Joe and some other guys have been out there trapping them. So I would probably lean towards no. I know that I think Matt went out there. I'm not sure if he was at the club or not, if he was somewhere else, but he killed like 4 hogs or 5 hogs.
Today?
No, like last week or the week. I think that maybe the week that we were both gone. I can't remember. It was a while back.
That would have been cool. I guess we missed out on that.
Yeah, when we first talked about going out there, that's when we should have done it.
Yeah. Huh. Well, all right.
Never know. They may still be out there. I don't know.
Are you going Saturday?
Yeah, I will probably go Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going. It's the only one I'm going to be able to make, so.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. Get a little work day down and get stuff ready for bow season. Or, whitetail season, I guess. I'm definitely going to hunt a lot more this year.
And I agree. I intend to do the same, whether it's here, whether we're doing it in Kentucky. I may try to find some places up in North Carolina to go close to the in-laws. Just exploit some places and people we know and try to do some different things.
Are you going to go November? First weekend in November?
First weekend in November is what?
I'm going to Camp Hero with Byron, the dog guy.
Oh, okay. I have to put it in the calendar. I don't know. So
they're going to film a TV show. They're going to film a hunting show.
Okay.
With a bunch of vets that got dogs, service dogs through them.
Oh yeah, I have that in the calendar. So yeah, I intend to go.
So they're bringing like 3 or 4 guys out there, and they're going to have a film crew and all that. Yeah, I'm just going to hunt. I'm not going to be hanging out. Yeah. But Rocco's they're doing it all with Camp Hero, like as a collab thing. So
okay, it'll be fun. Yeah, I'll go hang out. I mean, even if it's a veteran focused thing, I don't even have to hunt. I'll help cook and hang out or whatever. I don't care.
You can hunt.
But yeah, definitely down to go.
Yeah,
for sure.
Hell yeah! All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go get dinner somewhere. I'm starving. I haven't left the couch all day. I've been lazy. It's been a nice Sunday.
Yep. And with the rain, it's making me lose all motivation to do anything productive. So
it sucks. I was gonna go film the VPA content for the commercial, for the ad, and then I was gonna go put those cameras out. But
yeah, I've got 2 reels done. I did them on my computer and I saved them, and for some reason I cannot get them to download to my damn phone. So I've got to figure out a workaround.
I just upload them to Google Drive and then save them that way.
Yeah, I have, but I can't. Yeah, I'll text you about it later. It's my phone's doing something funky. I don't know what it is.
Okay,
cool, man. Well, good chat. Well, if you're listening to this, happy Monday. Have a good week.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and
that's
click the bell, and use code podcast, save 20% on everything in the store. Thank you to Patreon if you want to get involved with our hunt that's coming up. That is the first weekend of December. We're doing it in Francis Marion, South Carolina. If you want to get involved with that, it is not too late to sign up. You go to patreon.com/whiskey and whitetails and you can join for as low as $3, which will give you access to our Discord server and other great features.
Yeah.
It's the end of the video. Have a good day.
Bye.